we were just talking about how scientists have found that taking a more playful approach doesn't mean you don't take your job seriously, you don't take your situations in life seriously, but it can help you cope better with things. And we were walking through this whole approach. It's called lemonading, the ability to imagine and generate positive experiences, even in really difficult circumstances. And Pamela, it got us to thinking about our why here, which is, why do we treat fun like a reward so often in life instead of a necessity? Do we need to have fun every single day? Is it a necessity?
I think you need to have fun in life. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, why be here if you're not having fun with it? I think we see fun as fluff. I see fun as fuel. Very different. And I think the reason why we treat it like a reward instead of a necessity is because of how we've been conditioned. You know, as a coach.
Is it our parents' fault or our teachers' fault? You say how we've been conditioned.
I'm not blaming anyone. I think it's like all of the above. It's the environment that we are in, especially here in the United States, that we're taught that
so
fun
it could be our
has
friends
to be earned.
too, and everybody out there. It's just kind of
It's the
become a
message that you're getting.
systemic
You know,
thing.
work hard. Play hard, right? You have to work hard in order to play hard. It is something that you earn. It's time off. It's vacation after work is done. And
So it's a culture thing for us.
It is a culture thing. And it's just what we have been conditioned, I say, to believe. And I deal with this a lot with the business owners and the entrepreneurs that I coach in my coaching business. They've got these big goals of which we are tackling and we're getting after. And the analogy that I use for them all the time is that imagine you're on a mountain, okay? And you set the goal so you're at the bottom of the mountain and you start climbing that mountain.
Okay.
You still have a ways to go.
Yeah.
The summit is where you've reached the goal. So often what we do is we look towards the summit and we see how far we need to go, what all we need to do in order to reach that goal.
Okay.
That's where you're in something that's called The Gap. There was a book that's written called The Gap and the Gain, one of my favorite ones.
From where you're at to get to the goal is the gap.
That's the gap. It's how far you need to go in order to achieve what it is that you're looking for. But when you're on that mountain, if you turn around and you look at how far you've come, that's when you're in the gain.
Okay.
So when you're in the gap and seeing how far you need to go towards something, that's full of like frustration and overwhelm, and it can be like burnout. If you take a moment to pause and look at how far you've come, that's empowering, that's encouraging, that's uplifting. And what happens, Joe, is these business owners and these entrepreneurs that I work with, they achieve their goals. They get where they want to go. And instead of celebrating that win, instead of celebrating the victory and the accomplishment of achieving the goal, when they get to that summit, they see the next mountain they want to climb. They see the next goal that they want to set, and they immediately want to get on it. And I'm all for that drive and that passion, and I'm not going to tell you not to get after it, but what I'm saying is you got to take a moment and pause. Imagine you climb Mount Everest, and you don't take a moment at the summit to appreciate all your hard work. You're just going to be exhausted. And that's why people become burnt out. It's not because they're doing too much. It's because they need the fuel of that celebration to get them over that next mountain.
So how long do you think people should take the time to celebrate how far they've gotten versus how far they have to go, or what that next goal is that they want to accomplish? Is it days, weeks, hours? Does it depend on the situation too?
I think it depends on the person. I think it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I am just an advocate to celebrate whatever that may be. That might be, taking the afternoon off to rest and go get a massage. That might be to have dinner with a friend. That might be just taking a moment to look around and be like, yeah, this is what I did, and appreciate it. It doesn't have to be something huge. It's just the acknowledgement of what you've done.
Is it fair to say, because this is how I like to approach my life too, I like to always have something on the calendar in the future. Could be a week or two away, could be a few months away, that I feel like that is the cookie in the cookie jar for me.
Okay.
It could be a vacation. It could be a concert. It could be even a dinner with a friend. But it's something down the road that I feel like, you know what, that's something I'm really looking forward to.
Okay.
Those are more bigger ones. I mean, there's ones every single day. Like, I looked forward this morning to coming in and getting my little whistle out of the way with my buddy in the digital department. But is it fair to say that, that I make that the reward of, hey, going to Vegas in June, that's something that I really want to do. Does that count, or is that different?
No, I mean, that counts too. You've got something that you're looking forward to. That's great.
Yeah.
That's the fuel. We think that fun, fun isn't the opposite of being disciplined. It's what makes discipline sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
You can't continue just to charge full steam ahead without having some sort of enjoyment or fulfillment from it. That's where the burnout that so many people are experiencing comes from. They're doing the same thing day in, day out, and they think that at least a lot of the business owners that I coach, they think that sometimes that exhaustion comes from lack of discipline. It doesn't come from lack of discipline a lot of times. It comes from lack of lightness, that they're just drained because they're not
lightness or likeness?
Light,
Oh,
feeling light, like that
lightness.
levity of it
Okay.
all. Finding lighter moments, being playful of it all, because they're like, okay, you know what? Being playful is immature. No, it's not immature. It's a strategy. That playfulness or that thing that I enjoy, I have to earn. I have one client who found out that really enjoys hiking and would reward herself with hiking. And when
Okay.
she rewarded herself with hiking, her business actually grew. She got more done. She was more focused. She could do more. And I told her, I'm like, hiking isn't the reward for a job well done. Hiking is part of your business plan. If it is creating more success for you, then we need to be building that into what you're already doing. And it was a big mindset shift for her to see the value of something that she enjoyed doing and building that into the business instead of making that the exception and not the norm.
This thoughtful, gorgeous voice to my left belongs to Pamela Hughes. She's a mindset and life coach. It's not Chris Merrill. He's usually here like, well, Joe is wearing pink today and he stinks.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that what he would say, Pablo? What would he say? He'd probably say, Pablo, come get your host. That was incredibly lame. He would say something along those lines, though. He would have an analogy, though. Like, Joe's jacket is, what would he say about my jacket, Pablo? How would he do it? He would say, Joe's jacket is, how would he, I don't know. He'd say something awful. But again, he would tell you to come get me because you'd be like, Joe, you're flailing. What are you doing right now? But Pamela is in for him, and we are so grateful to have you here. You worked at KTAR for a long, long time, and now you've got this. Is it fair to say it's a second career? How do you refer to it? A second job, second career?
It's a second career,
where you're a mindset and life coach, and you and I were going back and forth in rehearsal getting ready for the show today, and it's fascinating to me. I could sit there and ask you questions all day about it, and we'll continue picking away at it today, and we'll dive into it a little bit tomorrow as well.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe, and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.